All right, that's enough of that.
We corrupted our souls with that devil music.
I know. I'll need to seek therapy afterward.
What's up, Preston? That was
very young Preston way back in the day playing music in a bar.
Those were
I wish I had
footage gigs to go watch.
I wish I had footage of myself like doing shit like that. I'm sorry, serious, man.
Those were always the best gigs to go watch.
So we got a few people in the what's that?
Those are always the best gigs to go watch. Is the ones that
looks like we got a few people in the chat. We got Mr. Martinez, 656 Comics, Hex Harper, Fade Salvation. A few of you guys actually, more than I thought would show up. Brian and Tim Olson. Tim Olson is somebody new. Like I'm not really familiar with Tim. Tell us a little bit about yourself, dude.
I got a pre-launch on Indiegogo going right now for Melvin #1, which is a sci-fi fantasy comic based on Melvin is a mercenary trying to save a princess from a dangerous cult.
Sounds cool.
Nice.
We were chatting a little bit before the stream, and it sounded cool to me.
Oh yeah.
What up, Fade?
Wow. So Brian and you and those guys are going to keep you guys entertained while I'm doing this here sketch cover.
Technical difficulties.
So what? I'm supposed to.
You know how this show goes. You don't have to keep it PG. So.
Oh, cool. Okay. The first stream interview I ever did, I wasn't supposed to curse, but I was so nervous that the more they told me not to, the more I did.
Oh gosh. Oh, dude.
The first time I'm not used to being kind of like the center of attention. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh god, those first streams were brutal, brother. Brutal.
Yeah.
Don't worry though, it gets easier. It gets a lot easier.
Oh yeah, I've had a few. I had to I actually had a campaign going. I had to end it short and refund everybody because certain things I didn't know that I was supposed to do, and so yes.
I always tell people that I had 3 first campaigns. You know, two unsuccessful campaigns before I had like a successful campaign. That's the thing. It's why Preston and me and like a lot of other people, when we see people that are kind of new to this, and we see them making rookie mistakes, we let them know it's like, yeah, we made the same rookie mistakes. And so whenever we, there's like people that are new to this, we always try to, teach them, whatever we've learned, not just from our successes, but also from our fuck ups, especially from our fuck ups.
Thing one I learned is make sure you have the book done before you actually do the campaign.
Yes.
Don't have it being worked on while you're campaigning.
Yep.
So
that always helps.
Don't bite off more. Don't promise things before you actually do them too, because that's.
Well, fucking Preston bailed on us again.
Oh wait, he's
back.
I'm having a moment.
Dude, better not fuck with me, or something might happen to Galactus here.
Oh no! Come on, man! Don't do anything crazy. Don't put down.
I hunger.
With authentic Kirby crackle. Yeah, this is.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I told Preston I nailed it to him like 6 months ago. What's up?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I think my internet's kind of shitty right now. Like, are you breaking? Am I stopping and going with you guys, or are you guys stopping? Or is it just Brian? Or I don't know what's going on right now.
You seem to keep dropping out.
Your camera took forever to load.
Am I?
I guess.
I think that's what it is. I think my internet's just being shitty at the moment. It's a good thing I'm not doing anything interesting.
What are you doing, by the way? What are you going to be sketching
that is
for?
That is a badass logo, though.
Isn't it cool?
Yes,
well,
it is.
This is a sketch. I don't want to mention the guy's name because I don't want to out anybody who backs my campaigns or anything like that. I mean, that's up to them if they want to say say this is their cover or not. But the guy's actually, he never just backed my campaign. He's also a patron. You know what I'm saying? Like he supports me on Patreon. So because of that, I'm giving him the option to like put his input on what goes on his cover. You know what I'm saying? And he seems to be a big Evil Ernie fan.
Wow, Evil Ernie.
So the front's going to be Evil Ernie. This is Evil Ernie right here. I draw in really light pencil if I'm going to be putting down watercolors. I don't use blue line because blue line tends to be too waxy. You know what I'm saying? And it deflects the watercolor. And like I told everybody, if all 12 of these covers sell out, they're going to be in full color, and they're going to be front and back, right? So all of them sold out. So it's going to be a full color front and back image. I want to remind people too. EVS is having a art auction this weekend.
Oh yeah!
And, wow, that's cool.
I have a ton of all my art that I'm going to be presenting on the stream is going to be CG art. So we got the Rejected sketch for Peregrine, a Rockabilly road trip painting, some pretty cool monster art,
Oh hell yeah! Was that the Gug?
Huh? No, this isn't the Gug.
Okay.
No, this is another one. It's for a short story that I haven't had a chance to illustrate yet for a friend.
Yeah.
Some non-devil sketches. Yeah. There's going to be a ton of stuff in here, and also like.
Oh wow! Look at that.
This is interesting because this is going to be up too. This is a watercolor,
crazy,
and it was supposed to be. I know, right? But it was supposed to be one of the monsters from Rockabilly Road Trip. But I'm no different from any other artist out there. Like when I did this, I was like, this is the coolest thing I think I've ever done, right? And then I realized that I completely ripped off Jack Kirby.
Really?
You're gonna steal? Why not steal from the best? Oh yeah, he looks sort of like. What was the name?
It's Groom from
Groom.
Journey.
Yeah, from Journey into Mystery.
Dude, I didn't realize it until I finished it, and I was like, "This looks really fucking familiar." You know what I'm saying?
You sure about that?
I totally did it, dude. I totally knocked off like Jack Kirby.
I thought it was like
but anyway, so this will be up for sale. I got a it depends on how many pieces too that I'm going to be allowed to put up there. But also, this is an unreleased Doc Salem Blood Hunt, sketch that was done. This is another one that I recently did for another CG book. All the CG books are going to be up. Also, this follows a painting from another CG book that I did. Space Bitch.
Space Bitch.
Yeah. And then we also got the Mothman Chronicles, where I had a duplicate for Zeta.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, there it is right there. So all of this, I'm not sure if this is going to be given away on EVS's channel, but like there are other paintings that's going to be given away. Like I got 2 other paintings that I'm giving away on there. Well, not giving away, but putting up for auction. Judging by the last one that went, it's pretty much going to be given away.
Okay.
The bid never went that high, right? Yeah. And also, this is from the Hammer. Like, I wasn't gonna get rid of this at first because I was like, I just thought it was really cool. I'm saying, like, that's another CG book, by the way, the Hammer. And
that one, yeah. See, we're having a little trouble seeing it because of the reflection, but I can see which one that is now. Yeah, that's badass. I love that.
Yeah. But I love this so much because of the lighting on Loki, at the top here. And the way it comes off of the chick, and I couldn't for some odd reason, I couldn't part with it at the time. But I think I might be ready to go and get rid of it. And also, here's one last one.
Well, thanks, Hex, for putting that in the chat. That's cool. Thank you.
Oh yeah, the Peregrine cover with the sketch print. Yeah, how many versions of the Peregrine cover did you do, Preston? Before they finally agreed on a design.
Oh, hey, there's Fade in the chat too.
I lost my earphones.
Oh yeah, what's up, Fade?
I had no idea what you just said. Anyway, I did 2 sketches. Go ahead. No, I did 2 tight sketches for Peregrine, and the rejected sketch is going to be going. I was actually going to get rid of that for like $50 or something like that, But this was done for another CG book, and it's another painting like Peregrine, and
that is amazing.
And
yeah,
woohoo, yeah. So I don't here. You can zoom in on it a little bit.
Oh God, what is the name of that book again? I'm pretty sure I backed it.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know it was live yet.
Yeah, if it's the one I'm thinking, if it's the one I'm thinking about, it might not be.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But anyway, there's going to be a lot of good stuff. So tune in, and check it out, dude. You might find something you like. And like I said, that's all in the hopes that I do get on there because there's going to be a lot of artists competing.
Oh, this channel's pretty big, so it's kind of hard to get on there, I think, nowadays, isn't it? Yeah. That's like
pretty much.
That's like the big time right there.
Yeah. But I'm kind of tired of just doing like mainstream stuff. In fact, I've pretty much put down that I'm not doing any more mainstream artwork, unless I'm hired to do it. But as far as like warm-ups and stuff like that, that's just not going to happen anymore. There's another piece that I have, but I'm not getting rid of it. It's the 6-gun gorilla sketch for the painting. And I think we're going to wait till we do the campaign for that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But,
have you, well, there was a sketch, but have you started the painting?
Not yet.
Okay. I'm just curious. I'm not like,
I got the canvas coated. Like I got everything ready. Like the canvas is prepped and all that kind of stuff. And it sounds weird, but what I do is I take a canvas and I splatter it with paint, to make a nice thick layer of acrylic, and to kind of prime it up.
Mm-hmm.
And once I'm done with that, then I take the image that I sketched out, blow it up to the proportions that I want it, and transfer it onto the canvas. So it's basically I'm a tracer. Like I trace my own work.
Nothing wrong with that. If it's your own shit,
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own way of doing it.
It's all about.
I'm actually looking forward to Six Gun, the new Six Gun, and I think everybody else is going to be looking forward to the new Six Gun too. It's going to be fucking insane, dude. You know, I'm going to like, what is it? Graveyard Without Crosses?
Cemetery Without Crosses.
Cemetery Without Crosses. Yeah, it's gonna. I'm gonna up the gore level.
Well, if you do a sequel, you got to go bigger and better.
To the nth degree.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Well, you know, that is when things do like where where things do like expand in terms of their proportions. You know, I don't want to give too much away, but there's like some I don't know, I would say like James Bond level shit that's going on.
Bond level shit.
Yeah.
So we talking Wild Wild West? The Wild Wild West.
Maybe, well, not that piece of crap movie with Will Smith.
Yeah.
No. That wasn't
series.
Wild Wild West. That was,
Yeah.
That was a bastardization of the
Oh, it was horrible. But yeah, to a degree. I mean, I've already established that the arch villain has a greenhouse that is massive and is basically a recreation of an African rainforest. So that plays into the story.
So they have like a made-up rainforest with all kinds of creatures that inhabit it or something?
Well, it's something's going to happen there. Something's going to happen there that's going to be very climactic. And
are we talking about like some swamp thing level shit, like Dr. Arcane?
No, more like The Most Dangerous Game.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a story. It's probably like the third most adapted story after Frankenstein and Dracula. But it's oh god, it's like I don't want to give too much away. And one thing I'm definitely not giving away is what the Cemetery Without Crosses is, because when you see what that is, it's gonna fuck you up. You're gonna be like, oh man, this character's already like gotten an ass whipping. And yeah, his ass whipping hasn't even begun. Like something really awful is going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm guessing zombies. That's what I'm going to guess. That's my guess. I'm going to guess zombies. Zombies.
No zombies. Definitely no zombies.
Zombie gorillas. You're going to have some zombie gorillas.
Preston, I told you about I think it was the 2015 Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con. And how we ruled Independence Alley, how like all the other tables were empty and ours was always busy. And I wanted to chalk that up to like, yeah, it's because our comic was that awesome. But I got to keep it real. Part of it also probably had something to do with the fact that we had the only comic in Independence Alley that year that wasn't about zombies.
Yeah, I know, right?
Every single other comic was about fucking zombies that year, because it was just like, ooh, The Walking Dead is hot, zombies are hot, let's do a zombie comic. It's just like, oh man, never play the market, man, because by the time you do the work and get it out there, that bubble,
people get tired of things really easily when you oversaturate.
Yeah,
have we learned nothing from the 80s?
I know. And it was funny too, because like you had all these people that were just like sitting at these empty tables looking at each other and just going, ah, shit. Yeah. Oh, you did zombies too, huh? Oh, fuck. So, but
that's like a no-brainer, isn't it? Like fucking zombies during the time when Walking Dead is like the hottest thing out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think right now? Like, as far as like, do you think like DC and Marvel are so out of touch? Well, especially DC, because now they're doing a zombie series. Like now, you know what I'm saying?
I know.
I'm so tired of Marvel and DC that whatever they do, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like I said, they've already made it clear they don't want people who look like me reading their books. I don't care. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And they're getting all the writers off of Twitter, which is why their dialogue always reads like social media posts, and they're getting all of their artists off of Tumblr, which is why it's all that shitty like Steven Universe.
You saw that Wonder Woman cover, right?
Oh my god, I think that was a troll.
That was like some child from preschool drew it.
That was bad.
Yeah, and put it on their refrigerator.
Honestly, it kind of reminded me of the Fabulous Freak Brothers art. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. You know, I don't think that has anything. I don't think it really has a place in mainstream comics, and I think it was a really failed experiment that they pulled with that. You know,
I still think, and I could be totally wrong about this. I still think that particular cover was a troll. That they knew it would rustle some jimmies, and therefore people would talk about it on social media. Yeah. And remember what Oscar Wilde said. You know, the only thing that's worse than people talking trash about you is people just not talking about you at all.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So I think that one particular cover. I think it was a troll. But I could be wrong.
If they're gonna put that cover out, they should bring back that Batwoman variant with the Joker. Remember that?
Oh yeah, that was one of the first bands.
Yeah,
that was right at the very beginning. That was when the basically the SJWs made their move, and DC blinked, and they suddenly realized, holy shit, we got all this power. And holy shit, we can make them do anything now. And Marvel and DC have been bending the knee to them ever since. And
because they think that's what people want. It's like, no, you're just being bullied you're being punked by a bunch of small portion of people
that don't even read comic books.
Yeah,
they're not even part of the community, right?
They literally go around finding stuff to complain about.
Absolutely,
that's what they're into.
Yeah, that's their life. They're not reading comic books. That would take time away from Twitter.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, it's kind of like a bunch of spoiled kids out there, doing their thing. Yeah.
I kind of think the whole thing's phony. It's fake.
Oh, I think so too. I think a lot of that outrage is fake outrage.
They don't even believe half of what they're talking about.
Yep.
They're getting sponsored by fucking like big corporations now. So it's like the more bitching and complaining they do, the more money they make. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like there's actual profit involved in this now. It's not just it's not just whining anymore. Like they actually make money at it.
They're useful idiots is what they are.
Yeah, exactly. I try not to get involved in that. Every time I get hustled into, getting involved in that kind of crap, it takes time away from creating
actual projects.
I'm saying and it's horrible. It's like, it's a horrible fucking thing because like I was telling another YouTuber when I was being asked to get into a conversation about that type of stuff. And he was like, you shy away from it. And I'm like, no, it's just that I know if we start talking about it now, this 30 minutes will turn into 3 hours, and that's 3 hours I can be doing something else.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's a drain.
It is. And, it's, once they realized that they had effectively weaponized Twitter, that's when they became insane with power. And, boy, man, they've taken it really far. It's lasted a lot longer and gone a lot further than I ever thought it would. Like, this thing has legs. I thought it would have been over by now, but no, not at all.
That's because the stuff that's they're outraged today, they'll forget about tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's like that movie PCU. Remember that one?
Oh God, yeah.
They'll find a cause and they'll stick with it for about a week.
Yep. Well, I mean, what they're doing now is they're basically going. They're always finding new fandoms to fuck up, right? I mean, that like it's getting extreme when they're running out of shit when they're going after like Warhammer 40K.
Yeah.
Right. It's like not at all. And also now they're going after Lord of the Rings. They're going after World of Warcraft, like orcs, in case you didn't know, are racist.
Oh yeah, that one.
And Dungeons and Dragons, they're all up in that now. And Dungeons and Dragons now has actually gotten rid of racial traits, right? So like,
just to piss them off.
well, I mean, it's like, okay, so elves, wood elves might have like a +1 to perception, right? Orcs were like a -1 to like intelligence, and like dwarves maybe would be like a +1 to strength, so on and so forth. That goes all the way back to like first edition, but evidently that's racist now because they
know they don't exist, right?
I heard about that. What's that all about? Like racist orcs? What the hell are we talking about?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and here's the thing about SJW, like all censors, right? Because that's what they are. They're censors. Censors confuse fantasy with reality, kind of like schizophrenics do, right? It's very, very strange, but I think a lot of it has to do with like, you know what? I'm gonna basically bitch about this, and then they're gonna change it, and then I could say, see that change right there? That's mine. So part of it has to do with territorial pissing. They can't be creative themselves, so that's their way of putting their fingerprint on somebody else's work.
That's so they can feel better about themselves. Like look how woke I am. I'm so good. Everybody applaud me for being so woke.
Yeah, virtue signaling, man. Out the ass, which is just disgusting. It's like do something virtuous and don't fucking boast about it, But that would mean getting away from their keyboards. That would be maybe, I don't know, like, volunteering some time at like an animal shelter or like a soup kitchen or doing something, right? But no, they'd rather just, or I'm like doing the keyboard thing instead.
They're
on their phones.
Their change is never positive. It's always them being negative. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
They never make any positive change. They never be the change they want to be. They always have to. Okay, everybody else has to change. I don't have to.
Too much work. Yeah. Way too much work.
Yeah, the only time they do something is negative.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go out and LARP and burn and set something on fire.
Oh, dude, they tore down Teddy Roosevelt. They tore down Abraham Lincoln the other day. If you didn't see that. And I think also, yeah, and there was that murder in Denver, and I'm starting to get all the shit mixed up. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that it happened outside of an art museum. So they're like getting ready to like attack art museums, which that means that the libraries are next. So it's just like
I thought they already attacked the libraries
while they're like burning books and shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry? What'd you say, Preston?
I thought they already attacked the libraries. Didn't they have a big book burning? And
no, they were burning Bibles in the street. They were burning Bibles in the street. Something the Nazis would do.
Well, yeah. I mean, because of course the best way to bash the fash is to be like a fascist yourself.
I just spin the wheel of outrage. What am I mad at today?
Spin the wheel of outrage. Yeah, man. No shit, Hex. No shit.
I want to make a wheel of outrage. That'd be great for like a stream. Bring it on.
That would. Okay, but then we'd have to follow it up. Then we'd have to actually like start posting on Twitter about it and like demanding change and like basically trying to get other people riled up.
It'd be in jest. It'd be a mockery.
Well, it would be in jest, but then you take it as you turn it into like a prank. It's like kind of like these guys that wrote these papers for like that were accepted by a university about how women need to start pegging their male companions to like
it was a hoax, right?
Masculinity.
Yeah, it was like a big hoax, and universities took them serious.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're on the show talking about this. I'm sorry, Preston. What'd you say?
Yeah, and the universities were like, "This is genius." Like they were like,
Yeah.
"This is the greatest thing ever."
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about.
Hex Harper says, correction. It wouldn't be patting themselves on the back. They would be stroking themselves off.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh my God. Yeah. No, I'm talking about like spin the wheel of outrage if it lands on the oh God, what's the poppin' fresh dough guy? The Pillsbury dough.
It's making fun. It's outrageous because it's making fun of obese people, and that's fat shaming.
He looks
Brian,
pretty white to me too.
Brian, if
Like
you say
literally.
boy again, I'm gonna have to out. You got to go.
Oh shit!
Just saying.
I remember one of my clients got me with
It's
that
the
one.
Pillsbury dough guy. Okay.
It's the
Or
Pillsbury
dough
person.
day. I mean day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pillsbury
What are the
dough person.
dough person's pronouns? What up, Fade?
They should make the Pillsbury Doughboy like a mascot
And what
for
a cool
hashtag
name.
#MeToo.
A white
Maiden hell.
Yes, the Pillsbury Doughboy is a white supremacist figure. He's the new Pepe. He needs to go. That's the thing I'm talking about, right? And then go on Twitter and just see like how many people we can get to like actually make that happen.
You heard about what they did to Aunt Jemima?
Uncle Ben.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Aunt Jemima is that company paid her the original, paid her a lot of money, and that was her family's legacy, and they're taking that away.
Orlando Lakes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The Indian Maiden's gone.
Yeah, you're a. Did they actually change that?
Yep. It's like she just got up and walked away. So it's just like a.
It's one of those things that's just like I can't imagine that indigenous peeps were like pissed off about that. You can understand why people would be pissed off about the Redskins, right? Like that.
They were the Redskins for like 81 years. They're the Redskins for 81 years, and all of a sudden they're up and pissed off about it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you got to keep it real. It's just like, yeah, that shit is kind of racist, But the Land O'Lakes, she looks pretty hot to me too, man.
Sorry about that. Hey, you guys.
Focus coming.
I'm telling you, man.
Take you.
Pepe the Frog.
I don't know. I think he should be. I think the Pillsbury Doughboy should be a spokesperson for #MeToo. He's always getting help without information.
Oh, because he's always being touched without giving consent, and especially not giving oral or written consent.
Oh my God!
Doughboy, can you show us on the doll where he touched you?
Yeah, and if they're like poking him with their fingers, you always see them poking his tummy, and he kind of laughs. He goes hee hee, but that's like nervous laughter.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys!
At night he cries himself to sleep.
He cries himself to sleep, and that's those fingers, man, those could go other places too.
Wait a minute, you're gonna cry yourself to sleep? I figured I would just eat cookies and go to sleep.
Well, he's made out of dough, so
He's made out of dough. It's gotta be like cannibalism.
I
don't care. It's still cookie dough.
Can you get a yeast infection for banging the Pillsbury Doughboy?
Oh man, I don't
light
know.
and flaky.
That's something to ponder there.
That is because if it were like real dough, the answer would almost certainly be yes. But I don't know that like Papa Fresh dough is like even like it's sort of synthetic. Do you know what I'm saying? It might not have like active like cultures or whatever. Candida, I think is what it's called. Right? Because yeast infection is like a fungal infection, right?
I think.
Right. Yeah.
I have no idea. I've never had one.
Yeah.
I failed health class, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I didn't do too well biology or science or math or anything involving the left hemisphere of the brain. I'm just like the left hemisphere of my brain's just like a little raisin, great little raisinette.
Well, at least you have a left hemisphere. I have none at all.
Oh man, can you show me on the doll where they touched you? But I'm just using that as an example. We could roll with that shit, man.
I mean, how legitimate can things be? Are to be outraged about? There was a professor that basically said that time is racist.
Mm-hmm.
What?
That time is somehow racist. You know, time that doesn't feel anything for anybody. It's somehow racist.
Yes.
Okay, then.
When you think about it, that's actually pretty creative because you gotta fucking have like a creative bone in your body to come up with that shit. You know, not necessarily.
If they put as much work in the actual trying to change things as they have and trying to tear it down, we'd be living in a goddamn utopia.
But that's the thing. It's very easy to break shit. Making shit, not everybody can do that. And it takes a lot of work. Right? Like, how long does it take to make a sculpture versus, like, smashing one?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, but...
Well, at least the dough is squishy.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a lot fun smashing the Pillsbury Doughboy, if anything, and you can use that 2 ways if you want to.
Oh.
Well, I mean, just the idea that somehow they've really diluted what is legitimately racist versus something they can just, oh yeah, time's racist. How?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And to, you know, yeah, of course, it may, you know, ultimately it's going to make people less, you know, it's going to make legitimate claims of racist shit like
it's going to desensitize people to actual racism.
Yes.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you know, and the thing is, it's like, if they weren't smashing the statues, if they were doing like what the Soviets did, like, because I can understand, like, some people like in the South are just like, wait a second, like didn't the Confederacy lose the war? Like, why is there monuments to these dudes, right? Look, people have their arguments, okay? If they were to like do what the Soviets did, right? Like after the fall of the Soviet Union, what did they do with all those statues of Lenin and Stalin? They took them down and they stored them.
Burned them.
Now, there's that scene that's in GoldenEye, that James Bond movie that takes place in like a cemetery for those statues, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So yeah, where it's just like he's walking around and there's like 1 billion like different size statues of Lenin.
Oh my God, dude, that's got to be like the greatest place that, I mean, I'm not saying from a Nazi point of view or anything like that.
Well, that
but like from like just from like a like almost like a horror point of view, you know what I'm saying? Like walking into a cemetery of statues like that. Like that's got to be crazy, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, whenever a museum flirts with the idea of having a display of Nazi art, because some of it does still exist. Yeah. Of course, it never happens. People get up in arms, and the event is canceled, which I always think is a terrible shame, because Nazi art is fascinating to look at, not for what it is, but for what it isn't. It's missing something. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like they did a lot of nudes, which you would think, like, damn, the Nazis were really, really prudish. What's with all these nudes? Well, there's nothing erotic about them. They don't even seem alive. They're just sort of, that's the thing about Nazi art. It's just sort of there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, fuck, I think you could really learn something from studying this stuff. But, it's too radioactive.
These people on the left want to sweep history under the rug. Why would they want to do that? It's like, okay, let's tear down a statue and just erase its existence.
Yeah, well, I'm a lefty myself, but these people
You
are
fucking
authoritarian.
bastard.
How dare you? Nah, I'm just kidding.
Let's all point at
I'm a
him.
lefty myself, but I'm not. But these are fucking authoritarians. You know,
Yeah.
they're like militant in a really mindless way,
Mhm.
and I can't relate to those motherfuckers. You know, the reason I became part of the Comics Gate is because I was just like, oh, like other people that really don't appreciate being told what to write, what to draw. You know, having a problem. I mean, I thought, you know, I was vocally up in arms against political correctness when I was going to college back in like the late 80s, early 90s. And, you know, I thought it was bullshit then and it's bullshit now.
Right.
And it's the same shit, except now they actually have power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, the funny thing is that people that are classically liberal aren't left enough anymore for them. There was I don't know. There was the feminist that went to there was a speaker that was going to go to the college, and they canceled because she wasn't feminist enough.
I remember
They
that.
canceled the engagement because she wasn't feminist enough. It was quote there. She's not our kind of feminist.
There was a girl who fought tooth and nail to get into a boys' academy or something like that, right? Yeah. And then when she got there, she decided to transition.
Yes.
And then now the feminists that got her in there wanted her out.
Yeah, now she's like an evil, toxic white male.
Yeah, because all of a sudden, because then she became like this toxic person at that point. And I was like, but it's the same person. Like, this is the person you guys wanted in here to make a point, you know?
What's a pronoun?
I'm anti-noun.
But that shows you, I mean, that's like people will be like, that doesn't make sense. But like, no, it makes perfect sense if you're following that logic to its logical extreme. Right? So
Right.
It's like the snake eating its own tail, the Ouroboros, you know? It's oh god, man. That's powerful stupid. Powerful stupid.
What about the one where it's
You
supposed
think
to be
it's
like,
halfway through by now?
It was a person who was transitioning only 2 weeks ago, and then they got into female wrestling at some school and was breaking records.
Oh god. Yeah.
South Park made fun of that.
I remember that.
Did you see that? Did you see
Yeah.
the newest South Park, the pandemic special?
Oh, I saw that. That was
part
funny.
of that.
That was hilarious.
It was
I
funnier
saw-
than shit.
What's about the thing where they didn't have the mask all the way up, so they saw they
Yeah, they called
had
them
that.
chin diapers.
chin diapers.
Why would you wear a mask on your nose?
It was like we saw stashes. They were showing stashes.
Yeah, because Randy jacked off and all the pot. So
Oh, I gotta check that out.
No, they had an episode where was it a
it all came
strong
about because Randy fucked a bat or some shit.
No, he didn't fuck a bat. He fucked what you call it?
No, him and
an
Mickey
armadillo
fucked
or
a bat
some
first,
kind of
and then-
creature.
yeah, and then Mickey's like, well, how would you like to handle a halibutro or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, that.
Because you really gave it to that bat.
No, there was an episode where it was supposed to be a strong woman was in this competition, and her ex had transitioned like only a few weeks ago, and sounded like Macho Man Randy Savage.
Ooh, yeah.
What are you a transphobe? You can do something about a transphobe?
Oh god, I remember there was a case of a MMA fighter that transitioned from male to female.
And that's fucking
Oh
bullshit.
yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
Yes, and actually like broke her opponent's skull.
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
thing is that what a lot of people don't know is that the human skull, like your frontal lobe, where it's protected,
Mhm.
like women have the bone around that frontal lobe is super, super thin on women, but on men, it's super thick. And some of these MMA fighters actually clapped at front
Oh,
because they hit so hard, right?
right.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And this chick was going around fighting all these women because she was actually a failed male MMA fighter, but she was a successful female MMA fighter. But she made the transition and never told anybody that she was a male, like was a male before that, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it never came out until finally, I think she was going against Ronda Rousey or something like that. I don't know. But then, everybody was like, wait a minute, you used to be a dude.
Come on, baby.
Then all of a sudden it mattered, right?
And he had no problem beating the shit out of all these other women,
Jeez. That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. Yeah, but yeah.
Hello, Blue Samurai. Samurai.
What up, Blue?
Hey, Blue.
Blue. Yeah, and here's the thing, man. I feel bad for trans folks. Most of the trans folks I've known have actually been pretty awesome people.
Yeah.
Drag queens are like some of the coolest people you will ever know in your life because they have a sense of humor about themselves that a lot of people don't. Like, they don't take themselves so seriously.
Mhm.
And they also have a so strong sense of self because they've had to go through hell to figure out who they are.
Yeah.
So it's but that's the thing. It's like you disagree with something like that. Okay, you're a transphobe, right?
Yeah, but I agree with you to a certain extent, but that's also like me saying you're an artist phobe because you refuse to buy my art. You know what I'm saying? And I just started doing art like yesterday.
You need to go around calling people an artist phobe just when they don't want to buy your artwork.
You fucking artist phobes.
It's like saying that that you're a transphobe if you're not going to date trannies.
That's what they were doing that for a while. They were saying that you were a
doing
transphobe if you wouldn't bang a tranny, and I was like,
I guess I'm a transphobe then.
Me and Brian had this conversation, and Brian's like, "Well, what does she look like?" He's like, if it's Caitlyn Jenner, I don't know. We'd have to talk about that.
You'd have to get him real drunk.
Well, that's the thing, man. If you gave me a choice between a really hot guy, I guess Brad Pitt, put a gun up to my head, or okay, Brad Pitt or Hillary Clinton, I'd be like,
Brad Pitt.
Did you say Hillary Clinton?
Go ahead and kill me if they put the gun up to my cat or dog's head. Dude,
I would choose John Candy over fucking Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, I mean, I'd even go Brad Pitt.
I'd have to, but that's the thing. I'd have to go Hillary. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, a really gruesome woman or a really hot guy. Oh, I'll go with the really, really, really ugly chick. It's hard wiring. That's the thing. That's why you can't be pissed off at people for being straight or gay or bi or pan or whatever. A lot of these things, and here's the thing. It's like, if you want to figure out whether any of this shit has any legitimacy, look at history, right? Trans people have been around forever. Gay and bi people have been around forever.
Yeah.
Gender fluid?
No,
I don't know what that is. That's bullshit.
So.
I'm a guy. Wait. No, I'm a chick. I'm a chick now. No, whoa. I'm a guy again. So, you'd have to, I guess that keeps people on their toes. We have to keep telling people so they'll know which pronouns to use. Oh, my pronouns have changed.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, people ain't doing that. So you tell someone like that to fuck off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, okay, that's obvious bullshit right there. But that's the thing. It's like you can't call bullshit on your own side. It's like, all my Democrat friends are like, you're a free speech absolutist. I'm like, yeah, and? That's a bad thing? And
I don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, Hex Allen, I just put your 6-gun gorilla in the mail today. So
Where's
that's
my
something-
damn book?
Nice.
But oh yeah, I wanted to bust this out because Preston's doing like a Nine Devils thing tonight. He sent this to me, which is the original comic that he did.
Oh, nice.
But I can't stop showing this thing off this because this is so fucking rad. Look at that. That is a metal cover.
Ooh, nice.
Oh,
Oh, that
wow.
reminds me too. Hold on, let me get off camera for a second. Grab it real quick.
Isn't that rad?
That is so. I kind
That
of
is
want to do
awesome.
one. I kind of want to do one now.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Seriously. And but the you know when I got this, I was just like, well, what do I oil it? Right? Is this sucker gonna rust? And like, well, if it rusts, it'll look cool all rusty. Like my Highlander DVD, like the special Queen edition, is like in a metal slipcase, and it's like the last time I took a look at it, it's rusting. And I'm just like,
really?
yeah, it is. Yeah. But but to me, like, that's cool. You know, it's just like, oh.
Do you think there's a special cover that they only print one of? When people ask, well, why don't you print more? He's like, there could only be one.
There you
You
go.
really had to go with the Highlander route, Tim.
Yes, I did, and I'll do it again.
Kazing, you got a million of them.
Anyway, I managed to finally got my books a while back too.
Woo!
Love the chromium
Cool.
guard too. And
Which
the
one did
Kira
you get?
cover.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's one of
Nice.
our favorite books. We're trying to get Road Trip into the mix, but the problem is the political climate is so hot right now. Like the property is basically dead when it comes to any type of media, like, you know, movies, television, stuff
Mhm.
like that. So I'm not saying we anything you do for a project isn't a waste. Like, so I don't see what we did as far as the movie trailer or anything like that as a waste.
Not at all.
But it just sucks, dude.
Unfair. It's unfair. But I mean,
you're making a movie.
Yeah, well, we got a movie trailer for Rockabilly Road Trip, but we can't do anything with it because the climate's too hot and people aren't into, like, they don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way we wrote it is that, yeah, Nicky the Pipe is one of these, like, alpha males that, you know, he dominates women. He thinks women are stupid, whatever. But Patches is the hero of the book, and it doesn't come off that way in the beginning, you know, but she if you read the book and you have any type of intelligence, you can see that she's the brains behind everything that happens, you know, so she's constantly growing throughout the series.
Oh, but Preston, you know that they don't read the books before they burn them.
No, what we were told was basically, you know, this domineering male character, you know, white, cis male, whatever the fuck labels they want to put on my characters.
Yeah.
That because of him, it would have to be rewritten to the point to where it wouldn't even resemble the original book or idea or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's not worth it.
Sounds dumb.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's my dog.
oh yeah. Who you got there? Who dat?
That's my dog, Billy.
Aw, Billy's a cutie pie.
Yes, when he's quiet.
Yeah, cute as my kryptonite. It's like if I'm on a stream and like somebody's like critter is like jumping up on them or whatever, I always have to like put a screeching halt to everything and like ask them about their cat or their dog or their capybara or their Sasquatch or whatever.
Sasquatch you kind of have to ask about that because you don't see those.
I would think.
I love that answer.
Yeah.
The Hillbilly Kaiju from Rockabilly Road Trip was going to be this until I realized that I knocked off, like, you know, Jack Kirby. So I had to pull it.
Here's the thing, dude. It's not exact. It's Kirby-esque.
Yeah, well, it's basically these bunch of cultist hillbillies call up this demon from hell, and it's the devil driver versus the demon. And the reason why I did the head so big and stuff like that is because, well, I can't tell you that part. It's actually a main part of the book, you know. But Yeah, so I have to redo the villain. Well, not villain, but the kaiju in the book. But you know what? That's kind of a good idea to make the kaiju itself like this demonic Godzilla hillbilly-esque.
You should totally do it to the.
You know,
Like he comes up with overalls on, except only
yeah, I
one
was gonna
patch.
say that you should have had him come in with summoned with overalls.
He's got this demonic nipple hanging out.
Demonic nipples.
Don't
Gaze
forget
into
the
my demonic
moonshine
nipples.
too, like the giant, like what is it, milk jug or whatever.
Jug.
Oh yeah, like the moonshine jug.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
Devil-
awesome,
that's
dude.
on your shoulder,
Devil
like,
juice.
like that. Yeah.
That book,
Devil.
if
Call it devil juice.
anybody's interested, that book is going to have an option on a campaign where you can be drawn into the book, your car or whatever, if you're like a car guy or something like that.
Oh.
And yeah, it's going to have a bunch of options like that. Like I'm going to cut down on the specialty items like the vinyl records and all that kind of stuff, and go with more of an inclusion
What
type
are
of
you
thing where
doing?
you're included into the book. Yeah. And so I think that might be kind of cool. It'll be something new to try out to see if people are more into that than they are, because the vinyl records never really went over that well. And I kind of thought it was the coolest thing ever, right? To have vinyl records of Rockabilly Road Trip.
Yes.
But
the idea was good.
only
Mhm.
4 or 5 of them sold out of the whole thing, and I was like, well, that's really weird. And it was a picture disc too. It wasn't just a vinyl record,
Right.
And
You think that idea would be kind of cool?
It is a cool idea. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with the idea itself. It's just that you never know what's going to click with people or what people necessarily want.
yeah,
You
it
know,
didn't resonate. You know what I'm saying? Like it was really weird. Let me go grab one real quick, actually, because I got some made up for the creators, like me, the writer.
He should do a total like tribute to the first Rob Zombie solo record and just put Hillbilly Deluxe instead of Hellbilly Deluxe.
I mean, I think that's the other thing that makes, well, to use an SJW term, that makes Rockabilly Road Trip problematic is that, Nicky the Pipe, the central character is a redneck, and a lot of people think that it's associate like redneck.
Oh, thank God! I thought this was going to be my copy of Debbie Does Dallas or something like that.
So that's not the right picture disc.
Oh, that's so cool.
Front and back. Yeah.
Bitchin'.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's bitchin' wicked cool.
It
damn.
plays, dude. It plays good too. I tried one. I put it on the player and I've rolled it. I was like, this is so fucking awesome.
It's great.
That is cool looking.
Every one of them came signed. Like, so whoever got it, like, got a signed copy of the Rockabilly Road Trip picture disc. And yeah, I like doing stuff like that. But the problem is that it's got to be able to like resonate with the people who are
Maybe you ought to give it to maybe you ought to give it away free with anybody who signs up on your pre-launch.
Yeah.
But
you know what? Maybe people thought like I was giving away that to kind of make up for a shitty book, but that absolutely was not the case.
Well, it's like instead of just you're adding value. You're okay. Here's your book, but at no cost to you. Here's a picture disc.
Yes, extra stuff, because one of the things that we do as indie creators is we watch what our peers are doing and what's working and what doesn't, and it's fun watching people experiment, and certain things will take off and other things won't. People really seem to like the trading cards. They love the variant covers, which I really just personally don't get. It's like the variants. I'm like, I just want one copy. Right? I just want to read the story, but that's because I'm not a comic book collector. I'm a comic book reader.
I'm actually trying to get a trading card made up. I got like a.
What? It depends. Like you can't just, if you do a variant cover, it's got to be kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got to look completely different than the main artist on the book. and all that kind of stuff. And some people do collect variant covers. Me, I
That's
like
fun.
doing them because I get to play with other people's characters. Yeah.
Right.
And but and to be honest, when I do one, I only want one copy of the book, and that's the copy with my cover on it. Like,
Completely understandable on that.
and but it's kind of fun to see which copy people are going to choose too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Which one is the more popular copy? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why it's like the variant cover thing. I'm probably going to do that for the next 6-gun. I mean, we'll see, but it's like, because at first I was thinking, oh man, doing that, it felt to me like double dipping.
yeah.
But it's not double dipping if people are asking for it.
Well, here's the thing: like, it's up to them if they want to double dip or not, because they got the choice of getting this cover, that cover, or both covers. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell everybody out there that me and Brian have something so delicious planned for the 6-gun Gorilla variants. Like, there's only going to be 2 covers from what I know. There's going to be the classic, and there's going to be the fucking heavy metal cover. So,
I'm looking forward to
This
sign
is
up for
called
that.
"Me Fans Are Stupid Pigs."
It's gonna look badass. You know, my attitude was, you know, when Preston said he was going to do like a canvas cover, I was kind of just, you know, because he was asking like, do you have any ideas or anything? I was like, yeah, well, I mean, I have some ideas, but you know what? You're an awesome artist. Do what you like. And then I saw like the sketch, and I was just kind of like, oh man, like maybe people are like, or maybe they're going to get the wrong idea. They're going to think that this is like in another genre or something. And I just started to like panic just a little bit. And so he was like, okay, like, chillax, dude. I'll do 2 covers, which I didn't add, which let it be known, I did not ask for.
Brian begged me to do 2 covers.
He was like, 2 covers. No, because that's the thing.
Okay, it's been confirmed. Preston begged Brian, so.
But that's the thing. You got to trust your artist. And I was just like, well, look, either way, it's going to look badass. And presumably the people that are buying issue 8 will already, you know, be into the story, right? And people are going to have the option to buy, you know, the previous issues too. I mean, you know, you always want to make that stuff available.
Yeah.
Just pointing this out, CJ's the man. He tends to get my covers, like all kinds of shit.
That's so badass, man.
Escape or Die, that's the zombie book. We were just talking about zombie books.
Yeah.
That one looks kind of cool.
Is that coming to a close though?
It's already closed.
Yeah, because it's like aren't those creators, aren't they from Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Why? What you got to say, Brian? What you trying to say, man?
I don't have books from beaners.
Oh man, I can't believe my ears just heard that.
How dare you, good sir?
That's a nice little like audio clip that people can like enemies can like use and like take out of context to like fuck with me in the future.
Yeah. Don't run for Congress.
Maybe Ren from this is watching us. Hi, Ren.
Hi, Ren.
Hi.
Yeah, I mean, that is one of the things that makes this this community so fucking kick ass, is that we've got peeps in Mexico, we got peeps in Brazil, we got peeps in Kanakistan, we've got peeps in Australia, we've got people in fucking Pakistan.
God, I wish it wasn't so goddamn expensive to get shit from Australia.
I know.
Australia. Jesus.
Oh, dude, man, I shipped a bunch of books today, and whenever I have to like do the shipping on stamps.com, I'm just like, oh, $23. Ooh, wow. And of course, we hate having to charge people.
Yeah.
Like $20. It's just like,
so I want to talk to those guys, those guys that created, what was that book? I actually backed it.
Which one?
Because it looks so good. And the guy has he has a Facebook page called How to Draw Comics. Let me pull him up real quick. But
I know who you're talking about. By the way, that fucking evil Ernie is savage.
It's coming out pretty good. Like, and the thing
Yeah,
about
it
that is what you're actually doing is you're doing a dead Brian Pulido whenever you do an Evil Ernie. Because Evil Ernie looks like exactly like young Brian Pulido. You know what I'm saying?
Funny. It
It does look like you put your own spin on it too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be some dead nuns in the background and all kinds of shit like that.
It looks cool.
But yeah, no, so those guys in Australia, like even Liam, like I want to talk to Liam a little bit too, and I think it's time. I think it's time for us to all come together, like the guys in Canada, Australia, and the United States, and figure out what's the best printers. Like, yeah, that's it. Kozar, yeah, and
is that awesome?
right there. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I had to back that, and I was like, God, I'm going to back it, you know. And I was like, I'll put it off for so long too because it was like $50 just to get the fucking book, right? Like, do I really want this fucking book that bad? And I kept looking at it, and I turned away, and I turned it. I was like, no, I ain't going back. And then he'd post more shit, and I was like, fuck it, I got to back it. So I did, and then but the problem is that I think we can bring the print costs down if we kind of start synergizing. You know what I'm saying? And we start forming a print co-op where we get people, like, here's the deal. Like, say you live in Canada and I live in the States. Well, I agree that when you print your books, you get them shipped to me and I'll distribute them to everybody in the United States. You know what I'm saying? And when I print mine, and you find a printer in Australia, and I'll get my stuff sent to you, like sent straight to you in Australia, and you can like distribute my stuff in Australia. The problem with this is that we have to definitely trust each other if we do something like that. You see what I'm saying? Like it's like this. There's no playing around. Like we have to. This at this point, it's going to be business. We're going to be able to like make massive changes to our shipping costs. You know what I'm saying? like, so, yeah, dude. And I mean, hell, I would even go so far as to say like Sim has a Rebel Studio. Is that what it is? Or something like that? Or
his
Red
printer?
Studio? What is it?
Oh, what, his label or his printer?
His label.
Red Label, I think it was.
Red Label?
What's it name?
I think we should actually think about going ahead and forming labels like that, where we get a bunch of guys together, we start our campaigns at the same time, and we end at the same time. That way people can like when they order their books, they can not just get my book, but for the same shipping cost, they can get your book, my book, and everything, and packed into the same Gemini and getting sent over to them for one shipping price. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And yeah, like these are different things we have to start considering because we know what we got is a good product. And me and Brian, I want everybody to know that one of the biggest things out there is that, to me, it's that not a lot of people know about indie books or CG books, but we're working on something to where we're going to educate you motherfuckers. Like,
nice.
you're gonna get a look at the book and everything once it goes into demand. Like you're gonna be able to see what it's all about. You're gonna be able to, get a rundown. I mean, I don't know if we're gonna go so far as to spoil it for you, but you will get a complete like story. And it's like if you're not sold after that, I give up. I don't know what else to tell you.
There should be at least a website where you can just order like continuous copies.
Yeah.
Even after the campaign is ended or something.
I mean, even if it's to where we had somebody that wanted to start a company to where they were distributing books and they just took like a small portion out of every book that they mail out. You see what I'm saying? Like $1 or something like that. And it would be cool because we'd have to pay them that $1, but we'd be able to reduce the shipping cost from $10 to $5 or $3. And that $3 would cover, you getting 3 to 4 books packed into one Gemini mailer and sent off to you from 3 different creators. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely. That's something I think that would absolutely, that would work. That it's something that collectors would definitely be all over. I think figuring out the shipping thing, working that out with our comrades and on different shores in different countries, that's part of it. And the other thing that Simon and I have been talking a lot about is translating our books.
Yes, I'm into that. I want that to happen.
Why wouldn't we? Right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we?
That's money sitting on the table that nobody's touching right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And if we could translate our books into French, I think the French market would dude,
the French is the first place I want to go with it, dude. Is French, and then Australian. We have to get them translated into Australian.
Probably Japan.
Yeah.
Total non sequitur. Did you know? Yeah, well, no, Japan too. Of course, I was going to say like that. That was like the big country for sure, right? Did you know that when Mad Max was first released in the United States, it had been a huge hit everywhere else in the world. When they released it in the United States, it was like totally ignored, and I think one of the reasons was they dubbed it. They dubbed it into American.
Did they really?
Oh.
Yes. They dubbed it into. Repeat. They dubbed it into American, so it was already in English. It was already in English, but the accents were like
so strong. You talking about the very first Mad Max, right?
Mad Max.
Yeah, like Road Warrior.
Like a little rough around the corners, awesome little indie movie. You know, I think it cost maybe like $250,000 to produce, like nothing. But yeah, God, they translated it into American. Those dumbasses.
That is crazy. Dude.
Yeah, they didn't translate it at all. They already speak.
They're already speaking English, you dumb fucks. That's like how little faith they had in American audiences.
Wait a minute, man.
Good day. What the hell does good day mean?
Yeah.
They don't sound like me.
Look, man.
And I'm sure we got enough people in CG to go ahead and translate our books. You know what I'm saying? To go ahead and do like Spanish and I mean, Spanish is the second most recognized language in the world, isn't it? Like,
I already have the first issue of Six Gun Gorilla. I do have. I had a friend translate it for me because Adrian said that he had heard that there were some like people in Spain that might be interested. So I had it translated, and I did a little shitty lettering myself. What I call my ghetto lettering in GIMP, and I gave it to him, and presumably he sent it to them, and I never heard anything. So I mean, obviously, I want a real letterer to do the lettering, but it was just just to give him an idea.
See, with something like that, you would have to hire a letterer that's actually fluent in that language, because when you start breaking sentences up and words and all that kind of stuff, I think you have to know more about what you're doing at that point, because you can make some major mistakes.
Yes.
I mean,
me and you, we were checking out that series called Requiem, and Requiem has some serious errors in it, because it went from English to French to German and then back to English, but they retranslated it French to English for some odd reason, and they had massive amounts of errors in it.
I want my book translated into English and sent to England.
Dude, by the way, do you want to talk about your project? Do you want to talk about your book, since you got an audience here?
Yeah. I'll go ahead and resend the link on here too.
Yeah, seriously.
Me or him?
No, you, sir, because I think you're in. Well, you haven't launched your campaign. You've launched like the pre-launch page, right?
It's a pre-launch page, yeah.
Well, look us up at the link, brother.
Okay.
If you, I mean, not to like bully you or anything.
Do it now.
Give us the link now.
Give us the link.
Okay, don't hurt me.
The link. We need the link.
GJ Martinez says, speaking about Brazil, I have to back Thomas Moria Wizard for hire. Yeah, right? Doesn't that
book looks fucking insane, dude? That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many good projects coming out.
I sent you guys the link.
Okay, excellent.
I'm putting it in right now.
Yeah, me too.
And welcome, Hex. What's up, brother?
Well,
hey, Hex.
Hey, man.
Like I said.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What up, dude? Your copy, I like literally like just like an hour ago shipped that sucker off. So
Oh yeah.
sorry for
Hex
the
made
wait.
a special visit just to bitch Brian out.
Yeah.
No pressure.
There's not much, damn it.
I
No,
think it's
seriously,
ready to break your legs, man.
I get messages from people like angry that they haven't gotten their book yet, which is legitimate, right? But I still like my punk ass still feels like angry because I'm just like, what? Wait a second, but you're probably still waiting for like Red Rooster, right?
It's in Walmart.
Yeah, keep waiting on Red Rooster.
Yeah.
See where that gets you.
Luckily, I came in kind of right after that.
Yeah, but it's
Well, that's kind of a compliment too. I mean, if people are waiting on your
yeah,
book,
yeah.
and you already have like 8 books under your belt, I'm just saying, like,
and they
That means
paid for it.
you're in demand.
Yes,
We
Yeah.
want it from you.
yes,
Give it to us.
yeah, yeah.
Speaking of that,
We will
Ryan,
find
are they
you
going to be
there.
able to get your? Are they going to get? Are they going to be able to get past Six Gun Gorilla books, like with the new campaign, the issue 8 campaign?
Absolutely.
Oh, cool.
The only thing is, I'm not going to be selling trade paperbacks anymore. I'm just selling floppies.
What about digital copies of the trade paperbacks?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know some people are anti-digital. I look. People that are worried about getting their shit pirated. I think there are phone apps that can be used to like pirate books. Okay,
Dude, there's so much shit.
there's
This
so
is
much
not
shit.
fucking 1970.
And our audience, they want the freaking book. Okay, they want this. They want something that they can hold in their hands. So
Yeah.
I don't think we're losing any money. The mainstream maybe, but certainly not us.
Nope.
Yeah, Thomas Moria looks amazing, and that was such a cool stream where the creator Stefani was on with Rob Muerto, and Stefani's English is very shaky, so Rob was like translating for him. Like would ask him a question in Portuguese, he'd give the answer. Stefani would give the answer in Portuguese, and then Rob would translate it into English.
Dude, that's perfect. That's what I'm talking about. Synergy like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we need that.
Yes, yes. Yeah, no, it made me feel good because it's just like, yeah, this is what it's about with creators supporting other creators.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, well, he can't speak English, so he can't pitch the book himself, but hook a brother up and luckily we have Rob, who's a great number. He's got Personal Class 2 coming out.
But you can tell like that book looks so good too, dude. I mean, it's fucking crazy good. Yeah.
Yeah. It pretty much sells itself,
Mm-hmm. It's almost alive.
Tonight.
Wait a minute, are we talking about the Ernie cover there, or are we talking about something else?
No,
Ernie cover is awesome.
Wizard for Hire, right?
Yeah.
Because that book reminds me of the Dresden Files a little bit. Yeah.
Absolutely. And a little bit of Hell
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
If Doctor Strange is still cool, yeah.
Yep.
I think we need something like that too. Like we need a cool Doctor Strange because I'll be honest, I've lost interest in every Marvel character out there. Like there's nothing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't find their movies interesting anymore. It's like, okay, you come out with a movie every year for like 10 years. I'm no longer excited to see your stuff anymore.
It's like 2 movies a year, and I don't think that would be too much if they weren't all so alike, right?
Yeah.
Like if they came out with like a big budget picture, like an Avengers movie or something like that, and then on top of that released like a Blade movie that was made for maybe like $20 million. You know what I mean? Lower budget, more personality, like a different audience, even, right?
Two movies I was looking forward to was Morbius, the Living Vampire, and Eternals. Then I've seen the cast. Now Morbius, I'm still looking forward to because the actor's the one that pushed that movie through, right?
Yeah,
just like Deadpool. You know,
Would that
Who's
be a
playing,
bad
who's playing
idea?
That was
Morbius?
something I was excited for, and they canceled that. And they were going to have an X-Force movie, and they canceled that too. So,
yeah. Well, Eternals. After I seen the casting and the plans for Eternals, I was so disgusted, dude. I was pissed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
The director said, "Yeah, this is going to be manga inspired." Have you ever heard of Jack Kirby? Do you even know who Jack Kirby is?
yeah. Jack
Right?
Kirby's probably like rolling over in his grave after seeing what they have planned.
no,
for that
he'll
movie.
dig himself up, find the director, and say no.
Yeah. He'll come out of his grave, walk up to the director, and since he was so short, he'll like put a chair in front of her and stand up on the chair and just fucking start bitching her out.
Like his skin's, his bones are falling, and you're like, no, hold on.
Yeah, because supposedly he did that. He did that when some mafiosa were hassling a friend of his, actually, Will Eisner.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and because they were shaking him down, evidently, and Kirby was like this little dude, and he just literally pushed a chair up to these guys, to these mafia guys, and stood up on the chair. Was, "You better leave my friend alone," and blah blah blah, and they didn't fuck with him after that because they were like, "That motherfucker's crazy."
They thought he was Joe Pesci.
Yeah, well, there's a certain type of person that even the most hardened criminal is terrified of, and that's a lunatic.
Mm. Yeah, no matter how tall they are.
Yeah, he can shank you in the balls, man. He can take out your kneecaps.
Yeah, there's nothing scarier than a short guy who's not afraid of you.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only thing they said that Kirby was really afraid of, and the reason why was his employers. And he would never mouth off to his employers and stuff like that because it was all about feeding his family. And he knew that if he got fired, you know what I'm saying? Like he wouldn't be able to support his family.
Of course.
So he always used to eat shit like everybody else, you know?
And boy, did he ever. Boy, did he ever. When Marvel refused to give him back his original art, I remember what a controversy that was. And rightfully so. It was really, really shameful.
Well, I mean, they needed to insulate those walls in the Marvel warehouse.
Yeah, right.
He was never a Marvel employee, right? He was only freelance.
Yeah, and let's face it, legally speaking, I'm sure that they were in the right, but it's about respect too.
Yeah.
I think like movie studios, what they do now is it's one of those things. I don't think anybody talks about it, but when I was taking that class on writing comics that was being taught by Denny O'Neil, the Batman guy, said that when Batman Begins came out, he was watching it, and he was like, "Man, there's a lot of my stuff in here, right? Ra's al Ghul and Bruce Wayne, little Bruce Wayne, stumbling across and falling into the Batcave, right?" He was like, those motherfuckers. But he enjoyed the movie and everything, didn't really think about it. And then he got a check in the mail, and evidently a letter that basically said, "Look, we're not saying we owe you anything, but here's a little something, something."
Well, they did the same thing with Ethan.
Right? Oh,
They
did
did
they?
the same thing with Ethan with one of the Green Lantern chicks that he created. And
Yeah.
it was because they just want to cover their bases. Like they didn't want to be like getting a lawsuit, but the deal is once you cash that check, it's an agreement saying, okay, well, it's a contract.
But here's the thing. Denny said that was a pretty nice check. Like,
Well, it's always a nice check. Yeah.
He was like, oh, those motherfuckers. And they got the check. He was like, boy, those are some nice guys.
Yeah, they're not going to send you $100 and being like, hey, this is just a little something.
Right.
They sent a check to was it the granddaughter or the daughter of the guy who originally created all the Batman characters? It was kind of like hush hush money, like stop talking about it.
Yeah, they hooked up. I think they hooked up Siegel and Schuster's families too, which is, let's face it, that's the right thing to do.
You know what's funny though is that even back then when they were hooking everybody up, they still would not hook up Kirby.
I know.
Like they wouldn't. I don't know what it was. I guess they felt like he was the type of person they can get over on, so they just kept fucking him over. You know, even when he was like, when all these other artists were getting their artwork back and stuff like that, and Kirby, he just wanted to be treated the same. He had to actually quit Marvel and go to work for DC because he wouldn't bend to like the simplest things to give him what he wanted. And he was negotiating with Stan Lee and people like that. You know what I'm saying? And Stan Lee was just like, I'm not the biggest Stan Lee fan. I do see what he contributed to the whole thing, but to me, I don't like to speak. I'm not the type of person that's going to be like, oh, he was a great guy because now he's dead. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I kind of feel like the guy was kind of a snake. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he took way too much credit for stuff that he wasn't, like, not even partial. Like, all he did was like, bunch of pictures. Okay, yeah, well, we're going to put some text here. We're going to put some.
I mean, you know.
And that's how you create a character.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that his contribution is immeasurable, but let's face it, all of those characters, he created them with other people. Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, right? That wasn't just Stan Lee, that was Steve Ditko, too.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
And, my God, I mean, so many of those characters. So, you know, none of them were just created by Stan Lee. So, you know, when it says on the screen, like, created by, you know, based on characters created by, you know, it should be like Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, Jack Kirby, whatever name is relevant.
Yeah, well, I mean, and it's not limited to just Jack Kirby and Stan Lee. Like, I mean, you also have to look at who was the creators of Batman. I mean, for the longest time, they wouldn't credit Bill Finger. You know what I'm saying? And Bill Finger, he created Batman. You know what I'm saying? Like, he went around town like making notes about different shit. Like, hey, you know, that'd be a cool thing. Like, have a bat cave. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Like
the look of Batman too. Because when Bob Kane originally drew Batman,
Bob Kane, that's who it was. Yeah,
Bob Kane originally looked nothing like what we know today. It was he had like a red uniform, and I think he had like wings or something.
Purple gloves or some shit.
Yeah.
Some stuff like that.
Yeah, Bob Kane's Batman looked like he tripped acid too many times. Like, he's like, I guess I'll take these mushrooms and go fight some crime.
But Bill Figure also wanted to be anonymous, so that's kind of on him too.
Well, you know, they didn't realize what they had.
Right.
These folks
Bob Kane, Bill Finger was the difference between Bob Kane and Bill Finger is Bill Finger was a doormat. You know what I'm saying? He was a true introvert. You know, he was like, please don't look at me, please. You know? Just let me hide behind this desk and write shit. You know?
Artists aren't, I mean, think about it. These are people that like sit like in a room and like at a table all day.
Yeah.
So they're not necessarily, and let's face it, artists aren't like necessarily a good business people.
No, not most of them, dude. And I learned the hard way. Like, my uncle, one of the greatest artists out there, is a failed artist, but that's because he was more about drawing than he never took the time to learn any type of business, like the business aspect of creating art and having that art work for you. You know, he was always of the mindset that he would just he would just take whatever people gave him, and that's ridiculous. You know,
yeah, it is. I think Frazetta was pretty good about that, wasn't he?
Oh, Frazetta was a master. Like,
right?
Because he was like, but Frazetta, and the deal with Frazetta was that he just wanted to keep his work. Like, he didn't want to give. He hoarded his work. You know, he was like, I'll create this, and instead of charging you $3,000 for the creation, how about we do $2,500 and you let me keep the painting?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think but all these great guys, like, I mean, even Jack Kirby, because all these guys, Jack Kirby, from what I understand, he would have been another doormat like Bill Finger. But if it wasn't for Roz handled all of his stuff. Like, she's the woman that kept Jack Kirby from becoming like Bill Finger.
Yeah.
You know, And I think Frazetta's wife had a big part in that too, you know, but they just don't talk about it, you know, because Frazetta's the superstar, but nobody knows what goes on in the background, you know.
It's very true.
Mhm.
Yep. And you know, you have even certain authors, you know, if they their literary agents could have been essential in their career. I mean, there's certain people that, like H.P. Lovecraft, for instance, you know, my God, you know, the man died destitute.
Yeah.
And was a genius, but he didn't. He just was a horrible business person.
Now,
You know?
writers, in my opinion, this is only my opinion too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't take anything away from the talent of a writer,
Mhm.
but I think writers have a much harder time than artists, like proving that they're genius. It's like showing people they're genius. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to convince people to sit down and read it. This is great.
So insecure.
Well, imagine having to deal with Bukowski.
Oh.
Oh man. No, he was my idol.
Oh man, talk about Hammer Time.
Yeah.
Look at me, this 80s too.
Yeah, what a constitution.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, he was somebody that you know, certainly got the recognition that he deserved, and
yeah, even in his time, yeah. Well, but he was older, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, which is always great when you see that, you know, or in Spain, they at the Spanish equivalent of the Academy Awards, the Spanish film industry's like biggest award ceremony, they paid tribute and gave a Lifetime Achievement Award to Jess Franco, who was a guy that made like these like hundreds of weird little horror movies and like porn. and you know, I watched this and I was like, fuck yeah, because like that guy is an icon of Spanish cinema, and they gave him the props. You're not going to see the Academy Awards giving like a special Lifetime Achievement Award to like Roger Corman.
That's another thing too. Like
Roger Corman, the B movie director.
Yeah.
Like if you listen to Alan Moore sees porn as like an art form. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's
my God,
porn's the greatest thing ever.
Well, I mean, I agree with what he said. Like, what's the difference between erotica and porn? He says basically the bank account or the tax bracket of the person.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I agree with that. I think porn can be art. It's just most of it isn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of statement are they making?
Well, no, I mean, it's kind of like
69 represents society.
Well, I mean, think about some of like the satires, right? Like the satire porn from like, you know, what they were doing in the 80s, which I think they're doing again now, right? You can look at that as legitimate satire
now.
Well, they had a now I'll be straight with you. Like, I never did see the point of a porn director. I was like, what a director of porn? I was like, what is that? I was like, what is that? But then again, they had this porn director that convinced these producers to put up millions, right, for that pirate movie.
Yeah.
And it made millions back.
Yeah. And here's the thing too, right? It's a whole eye of the beholder thing. It's like when rap music came out, and I heard my father going, "That's not music." I'm like, well, you could say that you don't like it. You could say that it's crap, but you can't say that it's not music.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Plus, Dan Frager would get like really pissed off.
Very pissed off. Yeah, right. MC Frager. Oh, and MC Marianelli.
6 a.m. if he would ever fit.
Or maybe some Cheerios. He masticates his foes. But yeah, no, it's one of those things. It's in other words, it's for the individual to decide.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why I don't
imagine porn as some kind of like, you know, some kind of art is like, well, this gangbang scene represents the struggle in society. And
are you guys familiar with Alan Moore's The Lost Girls?
Yes.
I own that, and I keep it hidden way away from everyone, any human eyes. I don't even know. I don't even know if it's legal to own.
Oh,
what's it about? Is that a book?
Yeah, it's about like who is it? It's Wendy from Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
Alice from Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass.
Snow White.
Snow White.
Yeah, I think Snow White. Yeah, I haven't. I read it once and I hid it away.
Were they prostitutes or something?
No,
you didn't say like that was pure pornography, though.
It's
Yeah.
more than that. It's.
Is it like 50 Shades of Grey?
It's well, let's I don't know, CP. You know.
It's about like the sexual awakening of these characters. And I've never read it because it's very hard to find.
Oh, I have it.
you have actual animation cells from like heavy metal. For fuck's sake, Hex. Those are badass, dude.
Oh,
I can't believe that. Like
Heavy metal. I love that movie. That's another thing. I like was it Heavy Metal 2000.
Yeah.
The Transformers movie from '86 is still pretty badass.
I haven't seen
Megatron kills everybody.
I've heard that it's really good though. But we were on a stream and actually I think it was Sim's BD World, Bidet World.
Yeah.
You know, where we talk about French comic books. And Hex is just like, check it out, and busts out like animation cells, I think from Tarna.
Tarna.
Yeah, somebody gave it to me.
But yeah, I got these things, these like animation cells. You want them?
How does that ever happen? Yeah,
That's
I don't know.
so cool.
It's luck.
Hell yeah, it is. Oh man, good thing there was somebody that could appreciate that stuff. Take it off his hands.
I love these comments by Angry Green Boss. Porn?
Maybe somebody can trade him a couple of sketch cards for.
I don't know.
Oh, hey. Oh, that's right. They've been. Oh,
That's a smart
I've had
move there.
I've had them all for this moment.
Dude, seriously, like the fact that you don't have those like framed in glass like blows my mind. They're so
I was just reading these comments here. The Angry Green
that'd
Boss.
be- There'd be a thing in my will saying this is to be buried with me.
I kind of want to keep it out of sunlight or any light.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Hmm.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh.
I was reading these
I
comments
guess
here.
I can take a picture, maybe.
There you go. Yeah, and so just checking out Melvin #1.
Yep.
Yes, that's me. I am number 1.
Let's see.
No, you're not.
I'm checking out the
Because my name is Melvin. That's
Yeah, I know. I was just.
Oh, okay.
I was being funny.
Oh, you're not talking about me.
another Melvin.
I was attempting to get the humorous.
I'm liking the music. I'm liking the art.
Oh, you're watching the video, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the artist I heard is Sherwin Sands.
I think Preston's gonna like this stuff too.
What is it?
It's
I know you
Melvin
explained it a
#1.
little bit. I'll be honest. Like, there's very few projects in CG that I don't like. You know, and,
Right.
I've been
So much good shit out there.
at first I was like, well, I'm not going to back too many projects. I was like, oh, but what's this?
I didn't say it
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
But click.
My wife is like one day she just comes in with a box and she goes, "Here's another one of your cartoon magazines." Cartoon magazine.
Oh my God. Do you get up immediately and run straight to the front door to see what's on the front porch?
Yeah. I try to get to it before she gets there.
I do the same thing, dude.
Oh man, I'm getting comics in the mail, man.
So the pre-launch page looked pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I like it. I definitely dig it, man.
1 month I was getting so many that I just stuck them in the truck. So I didn't want anybody to see how many I was getting in the mail.
So you try to go around hiding them or something? You hide them like under like a bunch of, I don't know, cushions. And she's like, is that a comic book? No.
Yeah, don't let it become like your Steam pile of shame.
Oh, they start recognizing the boxes, and then they're like, "I know what that is. I know
Oh
it's in
yeah,
the box."
No, it's not a comic book. It's banana bread. Somebody sent me some banana bread.
I pawn it off on Brian a lot of times. I'm like, well, Brian sent me more stuff. It's fine. Don't
There
worry.
you go. I'll be your scapegoat anytime, brother.
See what you do is you pick up the box and go, oh, this is the neighbor's. I'll go give it to the neighbor, and then you just take it into your
right.
That's the neighbor's mail. Don't worry about it.
It's crazy, dude. I feel like a little kid that's smuggling porn into the house.
I know, but that's cool. That makes it more fun, doesn't it?
Reading under the covers with a flashlight.
Yeah, I know, right?
With a flashlight?
Oh, thanks, Fade. I should point out though that the campaign is closed.
Oh.
But that's all good.
Okay. That's my bad.
There is no. I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the gesture. Nonetheless, have we? Let's see. Have we posted the link to Melvin #1? Let me do that real quick, in case we have it. So
I think we have.
Many times over.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, folks, definitely check that out because it looks pretty rad.
Yeah.
Oh, it's action. It's straight action all the way through.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look like a show don't tell kind of a writer.
Show don't tell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because like these days, ever since Brian Michael Bendis, comics are all about, talking heads as opposed to actually, I always feel that a comic book should be, you should be able to read a comic book even if you don't speak the language or you can't understand the text. You should still be able to basically follow the story just by looking at the illustrations.
That's what I tell a lot of people who are trying to get into comic book art, like doing comics. I'm like, dude, if you can't follow the story but just the pictures with no wording on it, then you need to keep studying.
The pictures should be just enough to kind of give you an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the other half of the story is the words. But
the words are a bonus, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, the picture should be like, okay, I get the gist of what's going on, and here are the words. Okay, that's
exactly.
the rest of the picture.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, deliberately, for the first issue of Six Gun, tried to make that as I tried to use as few words as possible, and I got a compliment from a friend that I knew was going to be raw with me. I had him read it, and he said, I was like, well, how would you describe this? And he said, confident. I was like, really? He said, yeah, because you didn't feel the need to throw out all this purple prose and all this snappy dialogue and everything. You were you believed enough in the story to just let the story, tell itself, sort of. So that's just something. That's a personal preference. I mean, there's nothing wrong with dialogue in comics. Obviously, it's just you don't want page after page after fucking page of fucking expository dialogue.
Yeah.
Which is something that unfortunately you
like Spawn, the first couple of issues of Spawn.
Yeah, too much expository makes me want to take a suppository. But
yeah, Hex. Yeah,
people love the first issues of Spawn. Though. I'd say that's kind of different.
There were walls of text for the first couple of issues of Spawn. It was crazy. Yeah,
a lot, without a doubt.
I think the first two issues of Spawn was just him brooding, wasn't it?
Pretty much. I think the first a bunch of issues. Well, no, he kills the serial killer ice cream guy in the what?
No, that was issue 5.
Issue 5? Okay.
Yeah, that was Billy Kincaid, the child killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Had him hanging upside down. And said he. It was like, what was this thing that was posted to him? I made him scream and scream and scream.
Yeah. That was great.
That was a good one.
I don't
And
think he
there's-
wrote that though. Was that Alan Moore that wrote that, or was it
No, that
Neil
was
Gaiman?
Alan Moore wrote Spawn 8, I think. Or Neil Gaiman did. Yeah, the one where Billy Kincaid goes to hell.
Yeah.
I had that issue. That was a good issue.
Yeah, I still
Yeah.
got all my Spawn issues, like the old ones, before Capello took over. You know?
I'm so sad. I used to have all those issues. I had 2, 3, and then 8 through 38, and then
Yeah.
those are all done.
You know, I kept the ones with the Redeemer, you know, the Annie Spawn, because I got a feeling like that's going to be one of the major villains to show up in the movies. Yeah.
Right.
And so I think that might be one of the collector's items, like down the road. I'm a comic collector.
What about the Violator miniseries? I had the first issue of that one.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, like I got a bad feeling like that's going to be the one to look for, because in the retail editions, because there was so little retail editions out at that time. Yeah, because everything was turned, it was like being exclusive to shops and shit like that, you know, and it was
The first issue of Violator was that was drawn by Bart Sayers, wasn't it?
of which one?
The first Violator issue.
Yeah, that miniseries. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
done by Bart Sears.
Oh man, that series was brutal.
Dude, I
So-
loved Bart Sears' work. It just took him fucking forever to get
Especially when he like punched through the guy's head and didn't he rip the guy's head
Yeah.
off and it was like stuck to his head.
he couldn't get it off.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
And then of
so
course
he
he's being
used
chased
it.
by that vigilante who was like had like a bow and arrow that had like these little explosives at the end of it. And he was missing him and people were blowing up all over.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh
Just
man,
that over the top stuff is just I missed that in comic books today.
oh, you're gonna get that in Nine Devils for sure, because
You're gonna get
you know,
that in Doc Salem.
you get that. Yeah, absolutely. Hell,
That's
yeah.
one thing that I miss about comics too, is that comics are too PC now. You know, they're not.
They're always
You don't
sitting
do a
around
lot of
eating
action.
something and talking, just talking.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh God.
Well, I wouldn't know because I haven't bought a mainstream comic in years.
Neither.
Yeah. Same here. But I'll
But
Neither
you
have I.
still get that in some, in store on the stands, indies, like
The last straw is when they ruined Wolverine.
You know, what I think is the
Glad I
biggest
wasn't there
problem
for
is that they're taking too many shortcuts with their computers. Like they're not drawing the issue.
I know,
they're
they're
using
like
3D models and stuff like that, and they're not taking chances, and it doesn't feel like it's free flow. You know, it feels like it's too mechanical what they're
Well,
doing.
That and they just I don't know.
You just pissed Brian off.
Yeah, Brian believed it.
He's
I was like, "Fuck you guys, I'm going home."
I love modern Marvel.
Did we? I'm confused.
Probably not. He's probably getting something.
He's getting some porn.
A sword.
I always make a joke about Wolverine. It's like, yeah, he has a relationship
boy.
with Jean Grey and Cyclops, and so sometimes he's nailing Jean Grey. And
I don't
sometimes
think
he's
that's a
nailing-
joke.
I know. And sometimes he's nailing Cyclops.
Yeah, I don't think that's a joke. I think that's
Which
a real
Cyclops?
thing happening in comics.
Yeah, I know. They ruined that whole character.
I wish it was a joke, because I was a big Cyclops fan. I was never really big into Wolverine. I thought Cyclops was the shit.
Man, the Mark Silverstreet one was the best.
Yeah.
Especially the one where the cover where he's like knee deep in bullets and he's shooting a submachine gun.
Dude, you gotta check out the it's an old issue. It's an old X Factor issue, but it's an X Factor issue where Cyclops actually goes against Master Mold.
Oh,
And
yeah?
dude, it's badass because he destroys him. It's crazy.
Is that Silvestri?
No, it was Walter Simonson.
Oh, right. That's yeah. I think I have those issues.
Dude, it was great, dude.
X Factor seems like it'd be a great series to read in a a collection, like those essentials.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about the story arc?
We're getting close. It's still got to be full colored. The angry green boss.
It was the Mir Island saga before they rebooted X-Men.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Oh, the Mir Island saga before Jim Lee rebooted X-Men.
I don't think I've seen that one. Like I wasn't a big X-Men fan. Like I knew I would never get caught up on X-Men. So when they came out with X Factor and X Factor was all the old X-Men, like the original team, I was like, I think I'm gonna get into that, And yeah, they had so many cool things that happened in that series, like the introduction of Apocalypse, the introduction of the Death Angel, the Archangel.
Oh yeah.
And the Four Horsemen of Apocalypse and all that kind of shit. Like it was great.
Yeah, that's when Walter Simonson was doing that book, right?
Yeah, when Simonson took over, like I was so impressed with his work because it was Simon. Like Simonson came strong, dude. I think he was coming off of Thor.
Yes,
yeah,
that legendary run on Thor.
Exactly. Like I don't care what anybody says. Like they can say all the shit they want about Donny Cates as Thor is the greatest thing ever and all that kind of shit. No, dude, no.
Not even close. It's either Kirby or Simonson.
Exactly. And Simonson, I would actually have to give it to Simonson.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm a Simonson guy.
Yeah, me too. Without a doubt.
Simonson came strong, dude. Like he did he wrote it, he drew it, he fucking, I don't know. I mean,
he got his wife to write some shit and she kicks ass.
Yeah.
Did you guys has any of you guys checked out Ragnarok? Like,
oh, that looks so good. I haven't read it though.
Yeah, like it's Walter Simonson's own like.
Oh yeah.
Tour, dude, that shit is awesome, dude.
Looks amazing.
I don't know. I slipped that in my mind.
They actually live around here too.
Walter, what you got at his house? Say
Walter and Louise go over and tap on their window.
Throw rocks at his window and hold up a boom box outside.
When I was a kid, like maybe about, I don't know, 18 years old or something like that. I remember we went with it was like me, my brother, and some other friends. We went to get like a case of beer at the 7-Eleven. And I was wearing like my Frank Miller Dark Knight t-shirt. And I walk in through the door and the clerk there goes, "Dude, you just missed him. You just missed him." I'm like, "What?" And he was like, "Walter Simonson was just in here. He bought like a quart of milk and like the new Heinlein novel." I was like, "Fuck, god damn it, man." He's been there like a couple of minutes sooner, man.
You should have wrote into what was it, the Marvel letters page and said, "I know you went to the store and got a quart of milk."
You're like,
blank.
Yeah, hold it door for the bro at the liquor store.
Yeah, but I've always heard nothing but good things about them.
Oh, he's a great guy, dude. He was doing free sketches at a show. Like for the first 2 hours, he was at he was at his booth. He was like, free sketches for the first people that come to my booth between this time and this time. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's generous as fuck.
Fuck is it, dude? Because from what I understand, like he's not a big, big into doing that stuff.
Hold up the sign that says, "It's okay, I work in comics, not a stalker."
Yeah, right. Well, except I don't work in comics, and have no ambition to work in comics, at least not in the mainstream, which is so crazy. I mean, it's like this scene. It's like the creators are all people that dreamt of working for like the majors or the major independents, and like that's like no longer a goal of ours.
Yeah, well,
Well, it's still a goal. It's just that you're locked out. You know what I'm saying? Like
People were locked out.
the people who are working in there are not the people that actually like doing like comics. Yeah,
Definitely
it kind of
not.
reminds me of the punk scene from the '80s where they played their shows. They knew they weren't going to get signed, so they just did their own thing.
Oh, I mean, I was a punk in the '80s, and there's that whole DIY do-it-yourself vibe. That's totally part of Comicsgate, totally part of the indie comic scene. It's just now we have the technology where we can actually produce like quality books that don't look like indies, right?
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
So it's not like.
I didn't know about IGG until Indiegogo or Kickstarter until like a few years ago. So it's all of a sudden it's like possible to do these things.
Absolutely, and the a lot of it also just has to do with how cheap the printing is, and by cheap I mean it's accessible. Where you don't have to, of course, you don't have to go through Diamond or any of that bullshit. We just go directly to our customers, and our customers have like a direct relationship with us. So it's like if somebody gets a damaged book in the mail, they contact me. I'm the one who sent it, and they can contact me and let me know, hey, my book arrived all jacked up, and I can rectify the situation. It's like, okay, I'll put a new one in the mail tomorrow.
Hey, the Angry Green Boss. Let me go pull a page of the 3 Nights. Micah hasn't even seen it yet.
Oh,
and I'll go ahead and show it to you. Hold on.
Preston's gonna tickle our ass with a feather here.
I know.
What?
He's gonna tickle our ass with a feather. He's gonna give us just a little teaser. But yeah, Melvin #1 looks cool, folks. Definitely sign up.
We're working on. We're finishing. He's finishing page 20, and we'll be 4 pages away from finishing the artwork.
Is this going to be black and white or color?
Black and white. The cover's going to be colored, but it's
I love black and white books. I wanted to do 6-gun black and white originally.
I love black and white too. I think it's awesome. Here,
it is.
Check this out. So we got I got 2 pages I can share right now.
It's going to be after the fun part of seeing the artwork getting finished. It'll be his time to work on the finishing up the script.
Mm-hmm.
So in this page, it's right after a battle, right? So we got what was weird was trying to do a sunrise and make it look like a sunrise over a valley.
That's all about the colorist, really.
Yeah. And this, I tried to do it with pencil, because Oliver's a great colorist, but you got to give him a strong foundation so that he can do his magic. And so right here, it's after a battle, the sun's coming up, and all the demons are fleeing and shit like that, And so, dude, this was kind of difficult to get the lighting right because it's also a transition page, and that's one thing that a lot of people don't consider is that your transition pages are so fucking important whenever you're doing these type books like this.
Absolutely.
So we got this right here, and I couldn't do a complete silhouette because you wouldn't know what was going on. And when the sun rises, you get that hit of light up in here, and then as it comes up, it fills the valley, and then it fills the valley completely. So when Oliver gets his hands on this, it's going to look amazing, dude. And then we got this little girl runs to her daddy. You can't have villagers with a full set of teeth either. That's the rules. They gotta have a chopped up grill.
Very accurate.
and evidently, people in the Dark Ages were pretty good about dental hygiene. They actually had like toothbrushes and toothpicks, and what you would use would be, I think, cloves, ground up salt,
bark.
Yeah, that was like the toothpaste of the era.
And this kind of came out like a little Rob Liefeld-ish.
That great, man. Looks great. I can't wait to check it out.
And here's the the next page. So all the villagers, this
Nice.
looks like your boy from Bob's Burgers a little bit.
I don't see that, but okay.
And then we got a couple of people that actually donated to be part of the book, like be in the book. So this guy right here, he wanted to be a villager. This guy wanted to be a villager. I just kind of hid them in there, and they're going to appear again in here. It's just that I need, like, the more scenes I get with people, the more I'm going to.
Well, that definitely looks Rob Liefeldish.
Yeah. So here's the knights, like after the battle.
Good
they're all
Rob Liefeld, not
yeah.
good Rob Liefeld, not bad Rob Liefeld.
Yeah, right.
And then we got
you can draw feet.
Yeah, I know, right? So heads chopped off. I tried to hide them as best as I could.
Well,
got a battle axe in the background. And here's another one too. Like this guy wants to be a cultist. So I have his head chopped off, laying on the ground. Broken swords, and this guy had his fucking top half of his face got eviscerated. A partial decapitation.
Oh, that's a cool look.
I did a scene where.
And what I tried to do is put some ambient light effects in here, because what you want to do is you want to give your colors the little guide to where they're going to put their colors, and how to light the panel. It's not difficult. It's just that you have to do all this beforehand to make sure that you got everything covered. So this is just a couple of pages. I'm actually on chapter 2. So
Awesome.
Those have to be submitted still, and it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool as shit.
Oh, looks dope.
And nothing against Micah, but I cannot wait to get finished with this because I have so many other projects to get done with, dude.
You're a busy dude, man. You're a busy dude. You're in demand.
In demand.
Yeah, that's
like
always a good
Doc Salem on IGG.
Oh yeah, that is still in demand, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah. When is the fulfillment expectation for that one?
I am having so many problems with that book, dude. Like, I mean, I can obviously fulfill a campaign. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fulfilled Rockabilly Road Trip. I fulfilled Nine Devils. All that kind of stuff. But with Doc Salem, if I was doing everything by myself and I wasn't relying on anybody, I think it'd be done by now. But the problem is that I had to hire a colorist. I had to do all this stuff, and then COVID hit, and now my colorist has COVID. And that's not good in the third world. So man. I mean, it's getting done, and what the biggest deal is that I don't have that many pages left to be colored. Like, I literally have less than 10 pages that needs to be colored for Doc Salem would be completed, and I can do some edits and get it out the door, like going to the printers. And it's and I have plans for Doc Salem 2. I have plans for and like I showed you guys the preview to Doc Salem and Blood Hunt. Yeah, that's going to be something big too. Like, I can't wait to get started on that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, like it's yeah, exactly. Like there's so many things in the works, and it's like I just can't wait to get to it. And I'm very impatient when it comes to stupid shit. Like,
it's not stupid shit, man. It's not stupid shit. That's the thing. Yeah. All of these projects, they're passion projects. When you get a comic from a creator like you or from me or any of the other great people in this scene, you're getting something that's a labor of love. Yeah. It's not we don't phone our shit in.
No, and that's the biggest problem, is that if I was to phone it in, is that you would get the book, you'd have the book right now. Would I be happy with that? No. Yeah, that's why I'm not going to give it to you until it's ready. Yeah,
I don't want it. It's like Von Klaus. I was telling you this the other day. Von Klaus, like, I think he just got in like the very final pages of Monster MD, which is going to be awesome, I'm sure. And and he's been bummed out over like how long it's taken. But it's like, I think I speak for the most of the rest of the backers. We'd rather have it awesome than fast.
Yep.
Well, that's what I tell all my backers, is that I'd rather explain to you why it's going to be late than why it's bad. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. We're not gonna be like the video game industry and put out a broken product.
Oh God, yeah.
Like this is a really good. This watch really sucks, but you'll have it tomorrow.
Right.
Or here's the incomplete game. Here, we're gonna give you like 6 different, things you have to buy in order to get the complete experience of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Here's something I did
Yeah,
out of
hello,
the trash
EA.
that I'm gonna throw away.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
That's not. Yeah, like the big video game revolution back in what was it, the 80s or something like that, when they still had Atari and all that shit, and they just started cranking anything out, and people would buy it. Like that ET game didn't work. Like it was just ET going around picking up shit. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, that's because it's just, these motherfuckers get greedy, and it becomes all about, getting the money fast, and they're not thinking about the future, and that's an unsustainable business model. You can only screw people so many times. You can only bait and switch people. I always say, like, the reason that the Justice League movie did so poorly wasn't because of the Justice League movie; it was because of Batman versus Superman.
yeah. We had to talk about that. It's like it's and that's another thing too. Like, I mean, you can say all you want about Ethan, but Ethan's book was late. But when he finally delivered, he delivered. You know what I'm saying? Like, he delivered in spades. I mean, that book looked fantastic.
Oh, dude, the art was so detailed it made my eyes hurt.
Yeah.
Hey, Fade, I sent you a copy of one of the pages to Melvin. I thought if you could show them. I don't have ability to share screen, I think.
You should, I think.
Seriously, Preston, you're going to make the stream all about you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, it is just draw stream, so what do you guys expect?
And
yeah, send it over. I'll go ahead and I'll post it up there.
All right.
Yeah.
Do a share screen. Well, if you want to put your screen up, can you do that? Can you put your screen up and I'll share it?
Yeah, I think it asks for permission. And,
yep.
But you can do that.
See if I can actually do that. No, I can't do that.
Oh well, my bad.
Oh, well. That's all right.
I thought you could. You can't. I thought you could do that through stream.
Yeah. I thought you could too.
Right. Share screen? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you should. Hold on, let me test something real quick.
I think you're boomering just a little bit. Just.
And seriously, dude,
practice now.
We'll get you.
Okay, yeah, you can share the screen in here. I have it on sharing Doc Salem right now, so.
I have to upgrade.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Oh, you just took it down.
Oh yeah.
But I seen it, so I can post
Yeah.
it like once you put it up there.
Okay, let me try that again then.
When are you thinking of launching?
End of December.
Is that a safe time, or is that still like in the negative zone, Preston?
What's that?
You know how there's like, I refer to it as like the negative zone from like Fantastic Four, but there's a period where you're not supposed to launch campaigns because like of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right now until January, you want to stay away from launching any type of campaign.
Yeah, I was thinking like the last 3 days of December.
Right now is the time to work like a fucking demon.
Yes. Yeah.
And get all your ducks in order, because when it comes time, when next year hits, that's when you want to, like late January, early February, you want to launch like crazy. Yeah.
Peace out, Angry Green Boss.
See ya.
I was out of here.
Mm-hmm.
See you later, dude. Take it
Oh,
easy.
it says right here. I'm answering Hex here. It says I have to upgrade to Chrome 774 Plus.
Oh, it's like a
your Chrome's out of date.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bastards.
But it's all good, man. I mean, there's so many channels, so many people that are going to be hip to getting the word out, and then you start doing the rounds, doing all the different streams, and get your hustle on. And
I just did we'll call him the other Melvin. I just did his stream. Like, how long ago was that?
I don't know.
Oh, about a month ago.
About a month ago.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, about 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was that was a blast.
Yeah, and that shit, man. When I started, oh god, it was awkward as fuck. Like on my first
Tell me about it. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh,
5 or 6 streams at least, and then like when it gets good to you is like when you cease to give a shit.
Yeah, that or like you just all right. I know what I said it so many times. I know what to say.
Yeah. And then you relax, and then it actually like becomes fun.
Yeah, I just don't curse on his stream. He's really religious. Oh shit. Oh fuck.
Now, some people will like that though. They don't want you to curse on their stream and stuff like that. I'm like, don't care.
It was
dude.
it was Cross Comics. Everybody remember? You may know Rick Piper.
What's up, Edwin?
Actually,
Yeah, me and Edwin kind of sort of share the same last name.
it's pretty sick. Different spelling though.
Hey, what's up, Edwin?
We got
Hey,
some
But see, here's the thing. Like, I'm kind of a religious dude myself, but I grew up on Richard Pryor and George Carlin, and I am like a potty mouth to like the nth degree.
Are you fucking sinner?
I'm like blowfly. I'm like, I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go to hell for all that other, for the that's the stuff I'm gonna go to hell for, not for like actually doing any actual like evil shit, just for like, something tells me that
You're gonna get to the gates and St. Michael's gonna be like, whoa, buddy.
It's like,
Where-
oh man,
Where you at?
your line.
yeah, exactly.
You're getting the line that goes to the bullet train to hell.
Yeah, something it's like when you have like football players that are like praying for like touchdowns and shit. It's just like, okay, yeah, God cares about that shit, but not like like. And like
did you laugh at the Rudy or the Blowfly Zodiac album?
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to hell.
Yep. Blowfly was the shit, man. I saw him.
Everybody
recently
knows
died.
that God's a Seattle Seahawks fan anyway.
Also, just a quick thing. Rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, get out! He died.
Yeah.
No way, dude.
Where have you been? What?
Yeah.
I've been working on this shit. As well.
Not even an old-fashioned radio.
Damn, dude. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
But then again, Eddie was in bad shape. Eddie did not take care of himself. Like,
See, that's the irony in life is Eddie Van Halen dies, but David Lee Roth's still alive.
oh, right. Right, like Dimebag Darrell died, gets killed, and not fucking Phil Anselmo.
yeah, the guy that like mainline crack died. That just loved fucking everything, like stayed alive. Who'd have guessed it?
Oh man, I remember when G.G. Allen died. Like we were all like, it was stunning because it was just like, oh my god, it's just like he died on the floor of like Johnny Puke's apartment from like a heroin overdose. He died like a rock star.
You're talking about G.G. Allen?
G.G. Allen, yeah, I was at his show, and he was like dead like the next day. Died in my neighborhood.
You couldn't pay me to go see G.G. Allen. That was crazy. Legit crazy. Not just like pretending to be crazy. He was legit crazy.
No, it was crazy. It was wild. And then there was a riot afterwards in the streets. And like we were like, it was like live theater. It's just like you're just watching him and like his disciples just fucking, throwing around trash cans and trying to get into a cab and then getting kicked out of the cab and the cops showing up and everything.
Was that the one where he rolled out on the streets naked and the cops were just following him around but keeping their distance?
Yes. You can see me like briefly if you pause that like at the right moment. It's like an extra on the hated DVD. If you pause at the right moment, you'll see like my face with like a big like grin, having a jolly good time.
Yeah, I don't know. The idea that there's some guy who throws poop at the audience isn't like what I call a good time.
Oh man, at that show, I just progressively fell back further and further and further, and it was just like he punched somebody in the nose. I was like in the front row. He punches somebody in the nose. I fell back a row. Then he like started carving himself up with like a broken a beer can. It was bleeding all over the place. Fell back another row. Then he was like, peeing. Fell back another row. Then he did number 2, and I was like, okay, everybody, peace out. Bye.
You were gone. Yeah. Even the guys from Anthrax.
Yeah.
The guys from Anthrax went to a show like that, and they left right away.
I was like, hi, see ya. it's Man, oh, it was crazy. But like afterwards, I had a rush, like I don't know, like on skydiving or something like that, because I'd never been to a show before and actually felt like afraid for my life. I'd never got to see a band before and been like, oh, I could either like get killed or like get Hep C or something. Because everybody always thought, because he always said he was going to kill himself on stage during a performance, and so some people were thinking, man, like what if he like intends on taking like a bunch of people with him?
Hey, you gotta have your fans, dude. You gotta have your fans going with you.
A Viking burial.
He did have the good go down and having the worst TED talk ever.
Dude, that would be metal as fuck. To go ahead and take your fans with you.
Because I always thought like what he was going to do is like, remember that cartoon, that old Warner Brothers Looney Tunes, where I think it's like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck are like competing against each other to see who can have like the greater stage show. And Daffy Duck dresses up in a devil costume, and he pours all this gunpowder.
Oh yeah, and he was like, "I can only do this trick once."
Exactly. Yeah. That's how I thought that G.G. Allen was gonna go, but instead he died like a rock star.
Yeah, he was like, "Daffy, that was amazing." He goes, "Yeah, but I can only do it once."
Oh man. Peace out, Hex Harper. Actually, everybody, I'm gonna have to peace out too. I just saw how late it is. I have to get my pussy ass to bed, and also I need to get my sleep so I can work on the revision of Preston. So I owe this guy a script. I'm on like page 67, man. I don't know. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to break this into like different issues or something.
No, it's cool. Like I'm good with parts. I just don't want to make it a shitty like a 24-page story. Like it's got to be 48 or better. You know?
Yeah.
If that thing's going to go for $20 bucks a book, it's got to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
most definitely.
Yeah.
Because the one thing we don't want to do is you don't want to leave your customers or your readers feeling let down.
No, not at all. And plus, I want them to have their money's worth. Another thing too is I'm probably going to piece out too on this until we do episode 2, where I start putting the nuns in and do Lady Death or whatever on the back of it. Now I want people to understand that I normally do not give like this type of power to a customer like this, unless you're a patron. If you're a patron, you get to choose what theme you want to go with on your cover. So and plus there's other things too. Like if you're a patron, you also get breaks on commissions and stuff like that. Another thing I'm going to be doing in the future is I'm starting a comic series that's going to be exclusive to my Patreon community and it's going to be about Mary and Loki, the wife of Victor Frankenstein, which is Doc Salem, and her pet rabbit Loki.
So that's Elizabeth Frankenstein?
Yeah, Elizabeth. I'm sorry. So Elizabeth and Loki, and
Sounds like a sitcom.
this is going to be exclusive to my patrons. I'm also thinking that it's going to come out like there's going to be a page or two a week. So you guys are only going to see this. If you're a patron, you're going to be able to see it. This hasn't started yet, but it's going to be like a $5 donation per month, and you get to check all this out. At the end, for every 24 pages, I'm going to be doing a downloadable digest, so you can print it out, staple it together, and make your own zine. And
That's so cool.
and when I have 48 pages or better, I'm going to be doing a Indiegogo campaign. It's going to be in full color in the Indiegogo campaign, and you're going to be able to get the collector's issue to go along with it. So just letting everybody know, like, this is some of the stuff that's going to be happening in the future. And I have a mound of art if I get on the auction campaign tomorrow. Friday and Saturday. I'm sorry. So this is all the stuff that and it's all IGG stuff, and or indie creators. So if you're interested in any of this stuff, and if I get on, you get a chance to get it. So check it out.
Oh, yeah.
And tune in for part 2 of fulfilling my backers. Non-devil backers sketch covers.
Man, you're lucky as fuck.
Yeah, no
Well,
kidding.
it's backer number 2 that's getting it.
Nice.
That's a pretty good cover.
Yeah, it is.
I can almost hear the heavy metal playing right now.
It is very, very nice.
So you guys check it out. I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast. You guys don't have to go anywhere. You can hang out for a minute after we're done. And also check out Doc Salem on Indiegogo and Non-Devils while they're still there. You guys take it easy.
Peace out, everybody.
Later.
Don't do anything